Guys, welcome back. Thank you for being here. AJ, why are we here, man?
Because of football.
Because of football. Now, this episode, we're going to do a deep dive into the Premier League and how the season's gone so far. But before we get into it, I actually saw a game I played, a quick game.
What game?
So it's a guess the player game. So you have to pick a player. So I'm going to say a country.
Mm-hmm.
You're going to say a club.
Okay.
So when I say 3, 2, 1, I might say Japan. You might say, I don't know. And then we have to pick a player who's from that country and played for the club.
Okay.
Does that kind of make sense?
No, I get it.
Okay.
Let's run.
You ready?
Yeah, I'm ready.
Okay. 3, 2, 1. Switzerland.
Leicester. Switzerland and Leicester, you know. I feel like saying a name, but I don't think you.
Who are you thinking?
I don't even know. No, he's not from Switzerland. I was gonna say the keeper.
Schmeichel.
What are you talking about? Current? Is it all time?
Should we do all time?
It's your game.
Let's do all time.
All time. Schmeichel, where's he from? Denmark.
Danish.
He's from
He's Danish, though.
Denmark. Yeah.
Okay.
I don't think there's anyone.
Nah,
any
I don't know,
Swedish.
you know.
Yeah, if there's a Swedish player, I'm sorry, I don't remember you. Yeah, go on.
Okay, let's go again. 3, 2, 1. Spain.
City. Rodri.
David Silva.
I said that first.
Nah.
I said that first. Rodri.
You're not sorry. I said David Silva first.
Rodri.
Okay, cool. We'll do 2 more.
Yeah.
3, 2, 1.
Juventus.
Ronaldo.
Ronaldo.
That's a tie.
That was
That's
a tie.
Okay,
That was a
wait,
tie.
wait,
That was a
okay,
tie.
okay. 3, 2, 1.
Milan.
France.
Giroud. Come on.
Okay. Fair enough.
I'll
Fair
take
enough.
that
Fair enough.
2-1.
No, okay, one more.
Alright, man.
Do you know what? Let's do best to 3.
Best of 3 from
First
now,
to
yeah?
3.
I'll give
Yeah,
you
yeah.
a little
So you got
warm
one
up,
more.
this guy.
Okay. 3, 2, 1.
Liverpool. Wait,
I
bro.
froze you. I froze. I was trying to
Don't
think.
speak it.
Okay, cool. 3, 2, 1.
Newcastle.
Germany. Votamard.
The new guy.
The new guy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's
Okay,
go.
cool. Last one. 2-2 in it.
Yeah.
So, okay. 3, 2, 1.
Chelsea.
Croatia. Kovacic.
Kovacic. I think I'll give it to you. Give it to
3-2.
you.
Come on, man. Come on.
Yeah.
Okay, not going to waste too much time. So today we're looking at the Premier League, doing a deep dive into the season so far. So we're in
Yeah.
game week 4. Obviously, time of recording, I think it's the international break, isn't it?
International break, time of recording, 4 games have been played so far. And yeah, what are your thoughts so far? Premier League?
Do you want it from a neutral point of view or as an Arsenal fan?
Both.
Okay.
Neutral first.
So neutral, I think it's been very entertaining. I think seeing teams like Everton do very well. I think Everton look promising. Sunderland look very promising. I think the bottom 3 in previous seasons looks more predictable. I think this season's going to be more of a level playing field in terms of you don't actually know who's going to go down. And for me, I always enjoy looking at the relegation battle.
I agree.
You know?
I'm not. If you ask me to pick, I think I can pick it, but it'll be difficult to say who I know for certain. If you looked at, I think before the first 4 games, you probably think, okay, Sunderland they've just newly promoted side, or Burnley. It's easy to say these teams Leeds, but again, we've seen how Sunderland have played so far, and they look quite decent. Like, I think they've won 2 games so far. So far, good start.
Yeah. So I think Sunderland, I reckon they're going to stay up. I
Okay.
reckon they're going to stay up. But again, you just don't, they're guaranteed, but you just don't know who is actually going to go down. I mean, Burnley, in my opinion, obviously some are saying that they are guaranteed to go down, but I feel like Scott Parker, for example, this is his 3rd time back in the Premier League. I see it as a
You're
thing where
hoping
it's...
that he would have learned from his previous
Exactly.
experience. Yeah.
I feel like 3rd time lucky. He was at Fulham, didn't work out.
Yeah.
Had a good squad though. Was at Bournemouth,
Very good squad.
got sacked,
Yeah.
didn't work out. I mean, this squad looks not bad. I think they probably can stay up with the experience that he now has in the Premier League.
I think, that will come into play. But I feel like we need to cap certain managers at certain levels as well. Not to say that Scott Parker can't do well this season, but he's been sacked a number of times. But we see that predominantly he does really well in the Championship. But anytime he comes to the Premier League, he struggles. And I think that might be the case again this season. If I had to pick my top three, bottom three, I will put Burnley in there just because of his record and obviously looking at the squad. I know they've made some good loans, but a few good players as well. But yeah, I just don't think he'll probably get sacked probably halfway through the season.
You think so?
Yeah, I won't be surprised.
So would you say, if you had to place a bet,
Yeah,
would you put them as in guaranteed they're going down? In some sense.
yeah,
Okay.
yeah. I've got another club in mind as well.
So I think picking out the teams, I would say Burnley, very likely. I think Wolves.
Yeah, Wolves is another shout, 100%. Wolves is definitely another shout.
Because I think they haven't really reinvested a lot of the money that they've actually made from previous windows. And then even now with Cunha, which I think they could reinvest that money, they haven't. I'd say spent it the best they could have. And the ownership, I feel like, it's almost like they're penny pinching rather than actually investing in the squad. And I just feel they've been flirting with relegation for quite a few years.
They've done well to stay. They've done well to stay up. But they've produced a lot of good players over the years, though. Cunha, Pedro, Ruben Neves.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I think Fabio Silva was another one. I mean, I know he left. Where did he go to?
Yeah, he's gone to.
It wasn't Leverkusen, was it?
Slipped out my mind, but I think he's gone to a team in Germany. I feel like it's Dortmund. I might be wrong.
I think it is Dortmund.
Yeah,
it might be Dortmund or Leverkusen, but I think it's Dortmund. Yeah, it might be Dortmund. Yeah, he was another one that had potential but didn't make it through. Again, they sold him for close to 40 million. Like, who have you bought that's gonna keep you up this year? But yeah, we'll see. We'll see.
Okay, so what is the other club that you think is probably gonna go down?
Brentford.
Okay, I agree, but why?
The reason why, I think I told you the other day as well, the fact that Thomas Frank is not at the helm anymore is going to make a big difference. We've seen now they've lost their identity with their new manager. I think his name is Keith something.
Keith Andrews.
Keith Andrews, exactly. Yeah, Keith Andrews. His way of playing is nothing like Thomas Frank. I think Thomas Frank, he tends to adapt to his teams anyway. I think he realised he had a very physically dominant side at the time, so there was a lot of long balls, not quite the same at Tottenham. But Thomas Frank was definitely a pivotal part to play in Brentford staying up over the last couple of seasons. And the fact that Brentford have lost a lot of players.
How important do you think losing Thomas Frank is, and then them appointing Keith Andrews? Do you think there's a massive change? And the reason I ask this is just because Keith Andrews was their set piece coach, I believe. Or I think their throwing coach.
Yeah.
So he knows the club well.
Yeah.
He knows the style of play that suits, I guess, the players that he has available to him and Thomas Frank's philosophy, essentially. There's not a massive difference.
There won't be a difference, but how do you implement these philosophies? Because a lot of managers have the same philosophies. There's a lot of managers that want to play possession football, that want to keep the ball, that want to play this tiki-taka football, JDP football. But who can actually...
What does that mean, by the way?
Bro, I'm not going to start pronouncing it. If you don't know, you don't know. But yeah, like, we've seen a lot of coaches that have tried to do this type of football. I think Company, obviously he's doing it now at Bayern Munich, but obviously the quality is there. But when you try to translate that style of football to a Burnley side, which he tried to do, and to do so in the Premier League, it's okay to do it in Championship, but to do it in the Premier League when the quality, there's a mass difference, you're going to fall short. And that's my problem with Keith Andrews. I don't think he's a coach. He was set piece coach. I don't think obviously he can prove me wrong. I don't think he's capable of implementing that philosophy that Thomas Frank had into the club to galvanize the team, to keep them going, to stay in the Premier League this season. I don't see it.
So in terms of, one thing you said, by the way, so you said Vincent Kompany, how he had the Burnley team and had them playing nice progressive football.
Yeah.
Do you think that was selfish of him to actually do that?
No.
Even though he knew, well, assuming he knew, because I mean they kept losing. But
Yeah.
do you think that was a selfish thing for him to do? Because we saw that with him and Russell Martin as well at Southampton, where they play nice football. But are they doing it to
I
showcase
wouldn't
their
say
coaching
it's
abilities?
selfish. I just feel like it can get to a point where it can become ignorant.
Okay.
When you realize my system is not working, I need to change it. Another person is Ruben Amorim as well. I think there's a lot of calls for him to change his system. I think Roy Keane said it. Scholes, change your system because what you think will work for the team is currently not working. We can see it. United finished 17th or 16th last season. That's terrible. Something's not wrong. Something's not right. It's not working. And we've seen them so far this season. Again, lackluster. I know it's only been 4 games, but doesn't seem promising. Even with the new additions, we saw them against Grimsby, and it was like
That was grim.
like that was grim.
grim.
Like, do you get me? Like,
And he fielded a good team as
yeah,
well.
I figuring out how he's gonna
Like-
beat them. That's embarrassing. So there comes a point where you need to stop being ignorant and change the system. So many players, so many coaches have done it. There was a point where the most stubborn coach that I know I've come across did it in Arsene Wenger. I remember we were just getting battered left, right, and centre, and he decided to change to 5 at the back.
Back 5. That
yeah,
was
from Conte,
odd.
and that won us the FA Cup.
Yeah.
You have to change it. You have to be adaptable. So you can't think, okay, I've got this Burnley side. We've done well in the Championship, playing this sort of football. I'm going to try and translate it or replicate it in the Premier League when you know the quality and the standards are another level. You might have to switch it up.
Okay. That's interesting. I want to focus on dark horses this season. You've got to pick one team. Who are your dark horses for this season?
In terms of what?
In terms of their progress. A team that's going to exceed your exceed everyone else's expectations. It could be a team that might escape relegation, but not even escape. They might.
I'm going to go with Everton.
Everton.
Especially from where they've come from over the last couple of seasons. Point deductions. Flirting with the bottom 3. And where they've come from. There was a point where the managers they had, Marco Silva, who else did they have? Marco Silva,
Sean Dyche,
Koeman,
Carlo Ancelotti.
Carlo Ancelotti. They've had quality managers, had quality players. James Rodriguez. They've had quality players, but they haven't been able to sustain that period where they were in Europe, like that 5th, 6th, 7th place, when Roberto Martinez was in charge, and they had Lukaku, Barkley, and they've kind of gone downhill from there. But I think now that David Moyes is back, he's kind of steadied the ship towards the end of last season, and that's the type of manager they need. I think they were too obsessed, and I think that's something that we need to discuss with coming out of their identity and playing the new way of football, the possession-based football, keeping the ball, trying to dominate the play, and we know that's not Moyes' DNA.
Yeah.
He's not going to do that. He's going to play the way he knows, and he's going to bring that back into Everton. And obviously the signings they've made this season, I've mentioned it in the previous pod. Jack Grealish, Shrewsbury Hall, Tyler Diblin, so exciting.
Barry looks very good as well, by the way.
So exciting. And they already have a steady defense. So they have got Pickford in goal. They already have a steady team. I've just mentioned a steady team, a team that can be conference, Europa type. That's okay from where they've come from. So for me, that's my dark horse. I'm back in Everton this season. I actually like David Moyes, so I wish him the best.
Yeah, I think David Moyes as well. I think he's like a sign of stability because, as you said before, as many managers, it was like a merry-go-round of managers and players. But now things are steady, things are stable, and I like Everton, to be honest. I like Everton, so hopefully they can get top 7. But like I said
you
before,
like Everton?
They're not bad.
You like Everton?
I don't mind.
He does not like Everton. He does not like.
Kind of like Liverpool though, but
nah, he don't like Liverpool.
They're not bad. They're not bad.
You're wishing for their downfall, Everton. You said you want them relegated.
At a point, and the reason why I say that though is because I think when a team flirts with relegation too much, you have to go down. I don't care if I like you or not. You have to go down.
Yeah, nah, I feel you.
You know, they're spending money, wasting money. There was a time when they had, I think, 7 cams in one season.
Yeah, nah, that was insane.
You need to go down. You're not even getting top 4. Go down.
Honestly, nah, I hear it.
That's my opinion. But
what about you? What's your dark horse?
So I said it in the previous episode.
Yeah.
Sunderland. I actually think Sunderland can probably give Newcastle a run for their money. I think they can give Newcastle a run for their money.
Yeah, top 7 finish, right?
Yeah,
We need to clip this.
you're an idiot.
We need to clip
This
this
guy's
one.
an idiot. I'm telling you, I think Sunderland can probably get potentially a higher finish than Newcastle. Potentially. Just because
Where
I
do you
feel
think Newcastle's going to finish?
I don't think they will get top 6, you know. I think Villa will finish on top of Newcastle for one. That's definite.
Villa currently 18th, 19th on the table.
Okay.
But yeah.
But they've had trash.
Yeah, we'll see.
Thank you for reminding
Yeah.
me. But I just feel like Sunderland, what they've done, and kind of, I feel they have the motivation to go against Newcastle because it's almost like they're the little brother of Newcastle, especially since that Newcastle have the investment now.
Yeah, fair enough.
But they have some investment from, I know they have a Swiss owner now.
Yeah.
They have money as well. They spent a lot. I can just see it. They have, for me, Granit Xhaka. I think that's the main, that transfer. Wow.
Yeah, I'm backing Sunderland just for Granit Xhaka, but I don't think they're gonna finish top 7 at all.
I think at most top 7 at least. The lowest they're going to finish might be between 9th and 12th. But solid Prem team.
Wow.
In my opinion. Honestly, I think even getting Broby, for example, Champions League experience, played with Ajax. I can just see it. I just see them having a good season and pushing Newcastle. And I actually can't wait till the Tyneside derby. I actually can't wait.
That's going to be a derby.
I can't wait.
I'm going to be tuning in. That's going to be a derby.
I mean, hopefully Sunderland win though.
I know you mentioned Newcastle and where they would finish. You're not too sure that Sunderland will probably finish above them. I want to ask you about Nottingham Forest. Obviously, they finished in the Champions League spot.
Europa League, yeah.
Europa League spot, sorry. Do you think they can replicate that again? They've got Ange now. They've got Zinchenko. That's a Premier League winner in their side. They've invested quite a lot. Mario Hutchinson. Still got Morgan Gibbs-White.
Managed to keep him, yeah.
Who was one of the top goal scorers last season. Chris Woods was one of the top goal scorers last season. They've got players. And Douglas Luiz as well come back to the Premier League.
I forgot about that, actually.
That's another quality signing. And Anderson, we've seen how he's performed over international. I mean, I think I even tweeted it. I was like, yeah, like Elliot Anderson at the base of the 6. I didn't think he could do that well in that role. I don't think he's a 6. I think if we're going to be playing better teams, you won't want to put him as a 6. I think
maybe an 8, I think.
6-8. He's like a 6-8 player, kind of similar to Curtis Jones. But yeah, he impressed me. But yeah, that's another one. So Nottingham Forest have a good team. Do you think they're going to finish well? Are they going to finish above Newcastle as well, in your opinion?
Good question. So I think them bringing Ange in, it means they now have the opportunity to play more positive football, more, I say, forthcoming football in terms of going forward. I feel like them being in Europe might be a step too far for them. I think their business has been good, but not good enough if they want to balance Europe and the Premier League.
In terms of the overall squad.
Exactly.
The depth.
They will come top 10, guaranteed.
Yeah.
But I just can't see them replicating last season. I think that's a step too far for them, in my opinion. I don't think they have the similar... I think Aston Villa, for example, and I'd say Newcastle are much better.
In terms of squad depth?
Squad quality.
And handling the pressures of Europe.
Yeah.
That's something that you need to get used to. We saw how Newcastle was when they first entered the Champions League. They started off all right with PSG and then slowly started to crumble. Being in Europe for the first time is not easy. I think it happened with Arsenal as well in the Champions League.
Yeah.
We saw the quality difference with Bayern Munich. Yeah.
I do think that game, not to focus too much on that game, but I think like we were the better team.
In the second leg?
Yep.
In the second leg?
Yep.
You think so?
I think Arsenal were better than Bayern Munich 2 years ago. And I think last season against PSG in the semi-finals, Arsenal were better.
I think, yeah, we were the better team, but they were just more ruthless in front of goal because we had chances. I think in that first 15, 20 minutes, unfortunately, I didn't get to watch the game. I was on the plane. But when I watched the highlights, it was like Odegaard. Who else had a chance? Thomas Partey. Just so many options in the box. Like, we're just throwing all of our players in the box and we're just peppering them.
Donnarumma played out of his skin. Out of his skin.
We should have finished some chances. I think even that Saka chance, he should have just buried that.
With the open goal.
Yeah, he should should
Yeah,
bury that.
yeah. Right, so the sack race. There's one name I want to hear because you spoke about this manager before, so I should be hearing his name from the way you spoke about him. But the sack race, who do you think will be the first few managers to get sacked?
Obviously, at the time of recording this, the first one was Nuno from
Oh,
Nottingham
of
Forest.
course, yeah.
Obviously, we knew he was going to be sacked after that statement that he made in his press conference. But apart from him, I'm looking at. I mentioned Scott Parker. I think it depends on his relationship with the board, but I can see Scott Parker, him, Graham Potter, and Ruben Amorim being my three. I'm not too sure about the order, but if I was going to have to pick the order, Graham Potter first, Scott Parker, and then Amorim.
I think the two I would agree with you with would be definitely Graham Potter.
Mm.
He is getting sacked.
Yeah.
Like I think his start to the season, and even if we look back at last season as well,
Yeah.
when he like the back end,
Yeah.
horrible.
Horrible.
And he's still persistently using that back five. Similar to Amarin, being stubborn, nothing has changed.
Is he a top coach? Or was he just one where he had that spectacular season, couple of seasons with Brighton? I know they had good recruitment, so it could have been a
Osterson's
quality
as
with the
well.
players. Then he moved to Chelsea, couldn't handle the pressure over there, and now we see him at West Ham. Doesn't seem to show his form of Brighton. So that's why I'm asking you again: is he a quality coach, or we kind of overhyped him during his years at Brighton?
I think where West Ham are now,
Mm.
I think they're near the relegation zone or they're in
Mm.
the relegation zone.
Mm.
I think that is his level.
Mm.
He's a relegation coach / a championship coach. The reason why I say that is because before, I think he first came to our attention at Osterson's.
Yeah.
Obviously, he beat
Yeah.
Arsenal 2-1
Yeah.
at the Emirates. But I think in tournament football, that type of thing can happen.
Yeah.
So he showed the world, okay, and I think being a British coach, that was a massive thing.
Yeah.
Got the opportunity at Brighton, and people always overrate what he done at Brighton. Because if you look at the table, I think you can't compare how he was to De Zerbi. De Zerbi was an upgrade, in fact.
Yeah, I agree.
You know, so Potter wasn't actually doing. He was keeping them up, but they were very close to relegation and for a number of seasons. But then when you look at De Zerbi and his time at Brighton, very different. De Zerbi was close to getting Europe, for example. So I feel like his level has always been, I'd say, mid to. He's a mid-table coach at best, championship coach.
Yeah, I even
at the
just
very
checked.
least.
I think his best finish was 9th in the 2021-22 season. So when you look at it and compare that to the Zerbi, yeah, you do see the difference. I think what made him stand out was also the players that he had in his Arsenal. Matoma, first team, Matoma, Caicedo, Bissoma,
McAllister as well.
McAllister. That was a lot of quality, and I think they had Trossard, Lewis Dunk. Yeah, they had a very good squad looking back. So yeah, it could have been the quality of the team, but I wouldn't say. I don't think I can agree and say he's a championship manager. I'll say maybe mid-table, but yeah, mid-table to bottom half, I would say, in terms of the size that you would ideally want him to be managing. I don't think he was the type of manager to be at the helms of Chelsea.
Yeah, I think that Chelsea move, I don't even want to say too soon for him. I just think it's something that never should have happened.
Yeah.
You know, like you could literally see like, it's hard. I feel like even bringing him at the time, there was so much change at Chelsea, to be honest. So in terms of giving him grace, that's the grace I can give him. There was so much change at Chelsea that it would be hard for any manager to actually manage what is going on.
Yeah, exactly. And obviously, like we mentioned, a manager of his quality, which we don't think is of the pecking order to be at the helms of someone like Chelsea. You need someone that knows that's been here before.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Honestly. Now, flops of the season. I'm going to ask you two players two new signings you think will have an underwhelming season and why?
I don't know, but it's hard to say. It's hard to predict your flops in it, especially after 4 games. But in terms of, I do think Gyökeres is going to score goals. But in terms of what I expected from him, I'm very much disappointed in my return. It's just the simple things that I expect a top forward to have. Didn't seem to have it. Like I understand his game is running in behind the channels, and I understand we're not playing to his strengths, but I just feel like just the touch of the ball, the interplay could be a bit better. I thought we were pretty much getting a ready-made striker that could do all of these things already. And I get it, our test system is not the easiest, but I don't want to throw him in and say he's going to be the flop, but I just want to say for now, I'm just a little bit disappointed. But my guaranteed flop of the season is going to be Cherky.
Wow,
Yeah, I mentioned him. I did say it. I think I said it in the previous pod.
you did.
He's a baller. I'm not saying that he's not a baller. I'm not saying he's not a quality player. He is. He is definitely is. But I just don't think the demands of what Pep Guardiola is going to want from him, Pep's going to outlast him, and I don't think he's got the mentality to think, yeah, I'm going to do what Pep wants me to do. He just seems just give me the ball. I'm going to do my magic. But off the ball, running, the pace of the Premier League, the power of the Premier League, I don't think he can hack it. Unfortunately, he's injured for 2 months, 3 months, so that might have an effect on things. But I just don't think. I think City will turn around and buy another 10 down the line. Yeah,
I wouldn't
they've
put
done
that
it. Yeah,
past them.
yeah, they've done it before. Like they've done it so many times with so many of their midfielders.
Yeah,
We
even
was-
other positions in general, like just
in January, how much money did they spend on? I think they bought a Rodri replacement. What was his name from Porto?
his name slipped out of my mind. I know who you're talking about.
Gonzalo. Is it Gonzalo?
Nico Gonzalez.
Yeah, Nico Gonzalez. They bought him, and I think after a couple of training sessions, Pep was like, "Yeah, you're not the guy that I thought you was."
Yeah,
Hardly plays. Now Rodri's back. He's got his chain back. Yeah,
pointless. Like,
and you spent 60 million.
and actually, I think they wanted to sell him.
Yeah, they wanted to tell him to sign up. Like, who does that?
Like, you know,
And that can happen to anyone.
especially at City, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. So my two flops. The first one I'm going to talk about shouldn't be a surprise.
Mm.
Benjamin Sesko.
You think so?
I think Benjamin Sesko, and I'll tell you why. I think number one, mentality. Now we look back to last summer, look back to this summer. A lot of media outlets said that he was not willing to come to Arsenal to sit on the bench or to even compete with Kai Havertz. Now Kai Havertz, to me, is a striker, but he's not a prolific striker.
He's not a striker that you would basically, you would think, you know what, I'll go against him. Do you get me? Like, just give me a couple of games and I'll be your main striker.
Because literally, Kai Havertz is not a born striker.
He's not.
Sesko, I wouldn't say, his natural position is a striker. He's a number 9.
Yeah.
So for you to now look and analyze the team and go, okay, this guy, Havertz, I won't be able to come in and take his place. For one, that is worrying. That's number one. Number two, the Grimsby game. Penalties, as a striker, especially you haven't got a goal yet. Why are you taking the 10th penalty? You should be with the mentality of a striker.
That's
Hunger.
That's sus.
You see what I mean?
That's sus.
I'll be grabbing the ball and wanting to get the first penalty. Just to kind of get the ball rolling, do you know what I mean? Get a feel of the ball at the back of the net.
Did you see that situation? I think it was on Twitter where I don't know who won the penalty. It might have been Max Dowman against Leeds. And Declan Rice took the ball. You know, Arsenal do this thing where somebody will take the ball just to distract the keeper from who's taking the penalty. And I don't think Gyökeres knew or could remember. So he was hovering around Declan Rice.
I saw that.
You better give me that ball
Yeah.
because this is mine. Like, I'm the penalty taker. I'm taking it. Even if Saka was here, he would be there saying, this is my penalty.
Exactly.
And the fact that Sesko didn't have that kind of mentality or motivation to take that ball and say, I'm going to be the first. If I'm not going to be the first, I'm going to be the second. The 10th, that's worrying. That shows he's got no confidence at all. His confidence is low.
And for me, I think especially how his agent, again, according to outlets, how his agent spoke about
Him
being almost like Messi.
Yeah.
I just can't see him. I just don't see the vision. I can't see him performing, essentially being basically another Haaland. That's how I see it. I see him coming here and flopping.
Did you think the same? Because obviously he is young. Did you think the same with Isak at Real Sociedad? He wasn't prolific. I think probably at the time, 11 goals in all competitions was probably the most that he had. So I remember when we were linked to him before Eddie Nketiah signed his contract, we were just like, yes, he's a baller, reminiscent of Thierry. However, is he a bagsman? Then he comes into the Premier League after a few injuries, a few niggles here and there, and he lights it up. It could be the same story for Sesko. He's still young, 21 years of age.
Has he shown you anything that warrants?
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, he has shown me stuff.
Okay.
Not in the Premier League though, but I've seen clips where he's done outrageous finishes.
See, but that's my thing. He hasn't done it in the Premier League.
Mm.
He hasn't shown anything, in my opinion, in the Premier League so far for me to think, okay, this guy, there's some potential there. And on top of that, we're talking about Manchester United.
Yeah, ain't got no time to waste.
No time to waste. I even feel like it's a poison chalice where if you go to Man United,
You only got one season at United. You've only got one season as a striker at United. We saw with Hoyland. They bought him for what, 63 or 70 million?
70 million.
Yeah, pushing 70 million. And after 1.5 seasons,
Napoli.
he's out the door.
So for me, I can't see. I see him flopping. Simple. I just can't see Sesko doing well. And then my second player, I'm gonna say, Wirtz, Florian Wirtz. I'm gonna tell you why. What I've seen so far, I think he's a talented player, but I feel like the Premier League isn't suited to everyone. And the pace of the game, I'm going to use the two games, Newcastle and Bournemouth. Those two games, physically, he wasn't able to, I'd say, impose himself.
Yeah, you got bullied.
He's a number 10. He wasn't able to work the magic, even take the game by the scruff of the neck. And I feel like that is, as a number 10, that's your role. When the game is scruffy.
Are we being harsh? It's only been 4-5 games.
How can I be harsh when you cost 160 million pounds?
120 million.
120. That's not harsh.
So you don't think players over 100 million or players with huge sums should get grace?
You need to hit the ground running. It's simple as that.
So you're expecting that from Isak as well?
100%.
Yeah.
Isak knows the league as well.
Yeah.
Isak has to hit the ground running.
Yeah.
There's no time for him to even look at the way he spoke in his interview. They asked him, what do you want to win? He just said everything.
Yeah.
There's no time for, like, Isak, if he doesn't get, I'd say maybe 20 goals, 15 to 20 goals, that's a failure of a season.
15 to 20 goals is low. I mean, at Newcastle, fair enough, but with the quality that Liverpool have, Salah there, feeding him, Wirtz, McAllister, he should be hitting the 20-25. I think he should be challenging Haaland for Golden Boot, definitely, without a doubt. I'll see it as a flop if he doesn't.
I don't know. I think it's. I feel like, again, how are they all going to work together? That's another thing. Because you're talking about all these players, but how are they actually going to work? Is the team built around Isak now? Is he the main man?
I think
that's another thing to consider.
I think you mentioned it to me before that that signing was more of, okay, we know that Mohamed Salah is probably going to leave eventually, probably in the next season or the season after. So our talisman now is going to be Isak. So I think they've got that in mind. So he should be the main man. I think Arne Slot should be basically arranging his system that benefits Isak.
That's something we're going to see. But we're going to move on lastly to our top 6 predictions before we do go. Not in any order. Name me. Well, from 6 to 3. There's no order.
Okay.
Teams you think will come top. I've confused myself now. So from 6th to 3rd, what are the teams that you think will be 6th to 3rd?
Chelsea finished 3rd.
Okay.
4th, I'm going with Tottenham.
Okay. Order's better, by the way, so thank you.
Yeah. 5th, I'm going with City.
You think City will come 5th? So wait. So you think Spurs will have a better season than Man City?
Yeah.
Okay, that's interesting.
I think I mentioned. I don't know if I mentioned it on this pod or the previous one. I just feel like something's off with City. I don't know. I just feel like they come into that stage. I think they come to that stage where it's just getting dark for them. That's my prediction. I just think it's gonna get dark for them. I
Coming to the
know
end.
they've made some. Reinders. Oh, he's a baller.
He's good though.
I love him.
Yeah,
He's a
yeah, yeah.
baller. Like when I saw him, I was like, okay, that's probably he's like the promising one from that squad, right? That could probably make a big difference. But I just don't think. I don't think they're gonna win the league. I don't think they're gonna challenge for the league or cause much problems to those who I believe will challenge. And I think Tottenham might nick it, the fourth spot.
Fourth spot.
Yeah, so fifth for Man City. Sixth, that's the hard one. I would originally would have said Aston Villa. Aston Villa have had a shaky start. They can still turn it around, but didn't really like their signings much. To be fair, I'm gonna go with Newcastle.
Newcastle. Okay.
What about you?
For me, start with sixth. I think Aston Villa will get sixth.
Mm.
They've had a good summer.
Mm.
They've got
Harvey
Elliott. Yeah.
So do you think those two warrant them to get back into Europe? Do you think Sancho is the same Sancho that we know that can push a team to be the main man? Because essentially, he's come over to Aston Villa thinking, do you know what? This is a time for me to revive my career. Kind of similar to what Rashford did, because he did have a good spell, few good 6 months. Can Rashford do the same thing over a season? Does he have the mentality to do it? Is his mind here? That's my question for you.
I think Sancho is not going to be a guaranteed starter. That's what's going to help him. So I don't think he'll be able to be consistent over a longer period of time, like a whole season. But because he's not a starter, it won't really matter. Because Harvey Elliott, they play, I guess, similar positions, or they have like a similar style of play.
Yeah.
So I don't see him starting every week. But I think Aston Villa, decent squad depth. Obviously, they haven't had the best start to the season, but I do think they'll come sixth. I think fifth, I'd say I'll go for Man City as well. I just can't see Man City.
Really?
Yeah.
So you agree with me?
Yeah, Man City. The squad's just not good. I just don't think it's a good squad.
You don't think it's a good squad?
Nah. There's something missing
Even
from
on
that squad.
paper. On paper, I think it's a good squad, but I just don't think it's gonna click for them for whatever reason.
When I watch them, Man City's nothing. They're not the same as before. I think fourth, Spurs.
Okay.
They look too good.
Yeah.
At a push, maybe third. But
Okay.
that'll be between, I think, Chelsea and Spurs. I think there's not a massive gap in quality between those two teams.
Okay.
Now, get into the top two. Who are your champions? Do you know what? Just by looking at your face, I know what you're going to say anyway. I know what you're going to say.
I just think we're going to do it this year. I think we're going to do it. I know we haven't had the best of starts, and we did face Liverpool, and they did beat us. But I think when they come to Emirates, it's going to be a different story. The fact that we've invested in the number 9, I did mention Gyökeres, thinking he's probably not going to be the striker that we want, but he's still going to score goals, definitely. And I just think Arsenal complete the business that they've done in the transfer window. Apart from that left wing side, the traditional winger, all business is done. Eze can fill out that role for now and do a good job. So you got Eze, Saka, Gyökeres as your front three. Behind Zubimendi, Declan Rice, Odegaard.
I think it's hard.
Urian Timber, Saliba, Gabriel.
The thing is, you're saying these names, but the reason why I think it's hard for me to decide my champions, I'm not going to say anything. I'm not even going to predict. I'm just going to watch.
No, you got to predict.
But what I'm going to tell you, though, is that Arsenal...
He thinks Liverpool, I think.
I think Liverpool.
Yeah.
But I think Arsenal should win the league. I think Liverpool will win it. I think Arsenal will underachieve. But Arsenal should win it. They finally have a striker. They finally have, I'd say, good squad depth.
There's no excuses.
No excuses. And I think it's kind of boring. I think, how can you go 4 years? Is it four seasons getting second?
Yeah, this will be the fourth season.
It's tiring.
Yeah.
But I can see it happening. I just feel like there's still something missing.
Yeah.
There's still something missing from the transfer business. I think you said the left wing's okay. I don't think it's okay. So
what happens if Arsenal finish second with Arteta?
I think he's going to stay. At first, I think the pressure will be on from the fans. The fan base, Arsenal fan base,
Mm.
quite toxic. But that's it. I feel the board are happy with him. I feel like I just see him staying, getting more money, improving the squad. There might be a few outgoings, big ones, maybe Saliba, maybe Saka. If I was
Mm.
Saka and you don't win the league, I think you go as well. But I don't know.
Mm.
I see Liverpool. The business was too good to not win the league.
Yeah, nah.
So
Yeah, they're definitely favourites, but I'm sticking with Arsenal.
yeah,
I'm
nah.
sticking with Arsenal.
Sorry,
Yeah.
man. Sorry.
Yeah.
I just can't see it. I want to say Arsenal, but can't see it happening. Can't see it happening. But listen, that was a good chat, actually.
Yeah.
Very good episode.
That was a good episode. Now we're gonna see these predictions. We're gonna see at the end of the season. We're gonna review it.
Gonna
and
review it.
see how far off we are.
How far off we are or
Yeah,
how
yeah.
close we are. But
Yeah.
guys, one thing as well, make sure you're getting down your predictions.
Yeah.
If you disagree, do you agree with what we're saying?
Yeah.
Let us know.
Let us know. So on that note, please like, comment, and subscribe. And remember, you were here
Because of football.